are out. It's Saturday. So I'm just going to make this video and then people can watch it when they want to watch it. But anyway, I hope you're having a good Saturday. And I am. I just washed and curled my hair, as you can see. It's a little goofy, but whatever. That's the way it is. My name's Tory-Christman. Tory Magoo 44 is my YouTube site. I was in Scientology for 30 years and escaped out in July of 2000. So I was in for 30 years. I've been speaking out for 24 thanks to them. Many times, originally I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to speak out. I wasn't going to picket. I wasn't going to make any videos. And I made that very clear to the people I was going to visit. But Scientology between LAX and Tampa Airport, which is where I was going, during that time, they did enough shit that I turned into an activist. Hey, love it. Hi. I'm just making a really quick video about how the OSA trap works. So I'm just going to do this quickly because then I'm going out with my son. Hi, Queen. All right. Okay. So anyway, um, hi, Scientology audit. Anyway, I'm going to just say hi to all you because I've got to say this and get it over with because my son's coming and I got to go with him. Okay, so here's the deal. When I was in, my auditor's name was Bill Yachty. He was my auditor, which is like a counselor, a therapist. That's how you think of him, right? And he was also one of my best friends. Okay, you guys vanished. Okay, there you are. Hi. So, he was my friend, he was my auditor, and I had said to him in session, I trust you with my life. I really do. And I did. I really did. So they figured, okay, there's our mark. She'll do whatever if Yachty asks her. So Yachty came over in the 90s and said to me, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dorme-boo. Good morning, everyone. All right. Hi, Sophie from New Zealand. I'm sorry if I woke you up. I'm just trying to tell them a little bit about OSA really quick. Anyway, the internet had come around. Miscavige was saying, oh, you guys all need to start websites. And they had them all set up where we were going to have websites with all these links on it, which were, of course, Way to Happiness and all of the Scientology's front groups, right? We didn't know anything about the internet at all. I didn't at all, but most people didn't. But Yachty did. And so he came over to my house one night and he said, look, I really need help with this, Tori. I need somebody to open up some anonymous accounts so I can handle these evil people on the internet. I don't know why. I don't know what light is in my eyes, but there you go. That's better. So he said, I need somebody to handle these evil people. So I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? And he said, just open up, just walk in. He said, most of these internet places, you have to open them up online, which I didn't even have a computer at the time. And he said, so just walk in and say that you need to open up an account. And anyway, he had it all worked out, cashier's check, so they can't trace it back to the Church of Scientology. And it wasn't the church anyway, he said. It was just him. He was working on it. Of course, he worked for the Church of Scientology, but that's a different thing. So anyway, I bought it. I said, well, what are you going to do with these accounts? And because I ended up opening up 10 of them. And I said, what are you going to do with these? And he said, I'm not going to tell you because if I do, they may get you in deposition and they're really evil, which is really what the church does, and keep you in deposition. And you don't want that. I said, true. So he said, okay, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You already trust me. So there you go. And I said, yeah, true. So anyway, the goal of this, I call it the Top Secret Mafia, but it's just like a bunch of guys that were on the internet, and their goal, it was mainly Yachty. He was like, let's just say it was Bill, because there were a few other people helping him, but he was the main guy. And he had 10 different accounts. There were 10 different identities. I've told you guys this many times, but one of my moderators asked me to tell it again, so I am. That's why. So basically, how we would do it like he said, the only thing I can't handle, like the three goals were to distract off of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, David Miscavige, right? That was number one. Number two was divide and conquer, get them fighting with each other and, against each other. And if you think about it, when you're fighting against another person or posting about them or spending 2 hours talking about them, some other person, that's 2 hours you're not talking about Scientology. That's good for them. That's a good stat for them. So I know people don't like the Scientology lingo, but that I'm just telling you this is a fact. They're like, as long as they can keep it in the other end of things, they're happy. That's a good thing. Okay, more people need to pay attention to what Tori's saying, as these operations are still, yeah, they're still functioning today. I mean, people think, oh, who cares about OSA? Well, it's like my dad used to say, it isn't winning or losing the game. It's how you play the game. You got to learn the rules. You got to play the game well. And he was a professional football player. He's in the Football Hall of Fame. So he knew his shit, and he taught us really good rules about games. And as much as it's not a fun game, but it is something they play. And their game ends Thursday at 2. So always do stuff Wednesday night or right before Thursday at 2. Because if their stats are down, they lose their Saturday lives, which is their day off. Saturday from early morning until I think noon. And then they have to be back on post. So anyway, I just want you guys to know that and know that they are roving around trying to create us versus them. You're really, this person is really awful. Like Bill would say, this was all Bill. He would come on as Joe. Somebody would say L. Ron Hubbard's a liar. He would come on. They didn't want anybody to see that back then. And back in the day, it was vertical. So they just needed to push it down to the second page. And in their view, high was that nobody would read the second page. So that's good advice. And so he would come on as like somebody would say something true, like L. Ron Hubbard was married to 3 women, not 2, because Hubbard said only 2. And so Yachty would go on as, let's say, Joe, and he'd say, I don't think that's true. I don't know why you care about that anyway. Who cares how many people Hubbard was married to? And the person would get pissed off, right? So then he'd come on as Mary and he'd say, why are you guys arguing about this? And he would just keep coming on as these different identities. A couple of them were very obviously OSA. So then a lot of critics would say, oh, those guys are OSA. And he would say, see, they bought into it. They think that they've got OSA. But it was really 8 other identities he was running that he could really keep track of. He was a gamer, so he kind of got into this from gaming, I think. But anyway, it worked, and a lot of people have gotten into a lot of fights. And I was with him one time when I've told people this many times, but it really kind of grossed me out. He was on the internet. I didn't know what he was doing. He was typing away, typing away, typing away, and all of a sudden he goes like this. He jumps up, lights it, took a cigarette. He goes, bingo, we got it. Let's go to dinner. And I said, bingo what? And he goes, don't worry about it. These guys are going to be fighting for hours, weeks. They could be fighting for months. Who knows? Once they get all snarled up in this, we're good. Let's go to dinner. So he and his wife and me and my husband would go to dinner. But it was just very weird to see that whole routine and how it worked. And I just wanted to remind you guys, stay out of the snarl fest because it doesn't help anybody. Even if you don't like people, call them up, talk to them on the phone. I know you guys don't use phones. Most of you have to text and write, but I'm just telling you, I've spent 24 years online, and a lot of shit gets screwed up typing because you can't hear the inflections. You can't hear what the person's saying. So it just gets weird. So I'm saying if it gets weird and it's not ironing out, pick up the phone and call the person or, send them your number and say, call me, we need to talk. But don't put it on these big public sites where all these people, they don't really know who the person is you don't like, but they like you. So they're going to be against that person. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like It's better to just keep it where it's all right. There's 63 people in here and there's 38 likes. Come on, you guys. Hit the like button because I got to go pretty soon. Come on. It's 68 people, 39 likes. All right. So thank you to the person who just liked it. Thank you. I know some people don't like me saying that, but it really helps push things up. And when you're not, it's oh, all right, 49. Woohoo! Way to go, guys. Excellent. Thank you. Really, thank you. All right, so now let me just see it. I'm going to check the comments because I got to go pretty soon. Let me just see. Hi, hi, hi. All right, so everybody's saying hi. Let's see. If you have a question, please put question or comment. I love that advice. Your dad was smart. I know he really helped me for my whole life. Believe me. That's why my site is Tory Magoo 44. Because my nickname for him was Mr. Magoo because he had little eyes like me and he was funny on TV as a broadcaster. And his football number is 44. So it's Tory Magoo 44 in honor of him. He died when I was 22. So at a young age, but he's always been around me. I know he's there. He protects me. He's a good guy. All right, so let's see. The game theory is useful in understanding how these things work. Yeah, he was like a gamer, and the other thing was Phil Hendry, who was a comedian who was on the radio and did the exact same thing. He would. I heard him, and I fell for it. I was driving home, and he comes on. Hi, this is Phil Hendry, and all of a sudden this other guy comes on. And he goes, "Oh, just shut up. Nobody cares about that. Where you're from and all this shit. Just shut up." And that's he goes, "You're my boss." And there are different voices. He uses different voices. He goes, "You're my boss," and he goes, "Okay, so what? Just move along." And he's just really nasty to him. And then somebody else comes in, like a lady, and she's got a really different voice, and she's like, "Why are you talking to an employee like that? You just shouldn't do that." But she's got a voice like this, and it's like, "Why are you talking to him like that?" And he's like, he's just he's a bad employee, so it's okay if I talk to him like that. And then some other guy comes in and goes, it's not okay with me that you're talking to him like that. And I watch your station all the time, but I don't like this. And it just goes round and round and round, and they're all Bill Hendry, being all these different people. You can look him up on Google and listen to some of his stuff. It's really funny, and I fell for it the first time. I was like, "Oh my God." I didn't call in, but I was as offended as they were. And I came in and told Harold, I said, "You won't believe this guy on the radio and what he's saying to his employees." And he heard it and he burst out laughing. I said, "What's so funny?" And he goes, "That's Bill Hendry. That's his whole act." And Yachty and he used to listen to that all the time. So I thought that's probably part of what he based it on. Anyway, I know it seems really far fetched, but not really. It's really the same kind of shit where he's just all these different identities, and people think they're people they really know. And my thing is this: if you really need to know someone, hey, way to go! There's 75 people and 70 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So, my thing is ask them to call you because OSA will never call you, almost never. I mean, I don't think Yachty never would. So my thing is like, see if they'll call you. You know what I mean? Because if they don't, very, very fishy. You're the best, Tori. Thank you for what you do. You're very, very welcome. Queen Tuck Mao. I can't quite understand your name, but it's cool. I did come on, y'all. All right, Jessica. You look fabulous. Thank you. Somebody said that at the post office, too. That's very nice. 100% the real deal. Thank you. Okay, when Tori explained this concept of slimming the internet with irrelevant information, or sliming it with the irrelevant information, it reminds me of how people bomb the chats with useless information. That's the other thing. Okay, let's say you start out with something that's a good topic, and all of a sudden they're talking about golf or some other shit. Just all you have to do is skip down through the golf crap and repost the hot topic because they hate that. OSA hates that. Because once they get you off on golf or anything else, tennis or, how my hair looks today, but, like 15 people responding about it, skip back to whatever they're talking about Scientology and repost it. Because that's the way to nail them, too. They hate that. All right. Have a beautiful Saturday. Thank you. Thank you. I will. And you guys, too. I really appreciate you coming on. I hope you learned something. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. I hope you guys all please check the. Oh, Kaylee's question. All right. Let me see. I gotta go. All right. Question. Okay. Thank you, Kaylee, for writing question. What about, and love it for reminding me, what about a mod of the channel that refuses to come on camera? Me personally, I have, some people are very shy. So, and they have a policy, they don't want people to see who they are. So you just have to kind of, I think, watch them and see, it's like, what are their actions? What are they doing? If they're doing weird shit and they won't let you see them, no. But if they're doing good stuff, then I would say maybe give them a break. You know what I mean? Because some people they really don't want to show their faces. But in general, I deal with people. I try to deal with people that I can see and I can talk to. That's it. If I can't see him, I can't talk to him. I mean, you guys, a lot of you, I can't see you, but I think if I asked to see you, you would let me. But if you said no, you can't see me, I would still stay in touch with you. But a moderator is a different thing. You've got to really look at what they're doing, how they're doing it, how good they're doing it. If it's good, that's one thing. You are by far and away the best Scientology critic and communicator. Been watching you for years. Well, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you, Howard Taylor, Esquire. I like that. I think I'll put that on my thing. Tory-Christman, Esquire. I don't even know what that means. Okay, please check. Okay, so thank you, love it, for reminding me. You, Tori, I've seen this so often. People try to change the subject. Exactly. Yeah. So a way to get even with them is just repost the hot topic. Stay on, stay focused. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't joke around and goof around and have some fun. But when it goes into like 20 different things of bullshit, that's when you go, wait a minute. This is and nobody knows the person. Has anybody met this person? I remember that happened to me once. They were all picking on Jerry Armstrong, who none of us would be here if it wasn't for him. And I said, has anybody, there was one guy that was in the chat thing, and I said, has anybody ever met that person? And so then they started picking on me. It was like, God, this was in the old days when OSA was, oh, they were bad. They're still bad. They really are, but they're failing, thankfully, because of all of you and the cameras. They hate the cameras, and so that's a good thing. She means on camera in a private chat, not on a stream. Yeah, exactly. Love it. Look for multiple clues. Yeah, yeah. It's like I'm not saying it. Jump on everybody that you're OSA, but I'm just saying if it goes into a big long thing where it distracts off of a hot topic, repost the topic. Hi, City of Angels. Sorry though, I said hi earlier. Okay, hi, City of Angels. We're now friends on Facebook. All right, that's suspicious, as especially when you are such a kind, non-judgmental person. Kaylee, what did Kaylee say there? Oh, I missed that. Damn it. Okay, thank you, Tori. Okay, that doesn't look like anything suspicious. Kaylee, I'm trying to look up. All right, question. What about a mod? Oh, of the channel. That's the same one that refuses to come on camera. Yeah, I don't know. For moderators, I'm not really the queen of moderators, but I had that problem. Somebody wouldn't tell me their last name and they wouldn't come on camera. And I said, no. That sealed it. It was like, no, no dice. So it's up to you. Tori, enjoy the beautiful day. Thank you. I am. I'm going to right now. So there you go. I hope that helps. Keep it in mind and have fun. That's the other thing. Have a wonderful time. Nobody should be protesting and having an awful day. Have a good day. Make it a good day because this is your life. Do you know what I mean? If we can help educate people about Scientology and not get suckered into it, that's good. But if we can get people out, that's even better, but slimmer. But, you know, being filled with hatred and anger and stuff like that, don't waste your time. Work on yourself so that you have a better life because you deserve a good life and you should have a good life. And if you don't, work on it. It's like I'll tell you, this is a thing I keep right next to my bed and I use it all the time. Here it is. Let's see. Here it is. Can you see it? The Four Agreements. And those are the authors are kind of hard to see, but it's really, really a great book. And it's really tiny too. It's like slim. It's not much. And love it. Thank you for your book. I'm reading it and really liking it. Anyway, I gotta go, you guys. I love you all. Thank you for coming on. I hope this helps somebody and pass it on. You know what I mean? Like pass it around. Peace out.